as you can see, I'm like 2 feet behind my 6 foot with this. And I'm back to about 6 foot. About 6 foot on this. And I can get that shot. Now, underarm, like how I was talking about this for a long shot, yeah, see, I'm not even close. I had to take the step with that. I was talking about this, you have to move the shield to get the longer range. Underarm, same thing when you're going from below or to the side. You still have to move this out of the way a little bit. Now, I'm not good enough yet to go from here, and so I'm still probably about 8 feet back. I don't trust myself enough with that shot, but I have it. It is in my repertoire. I just don't trust. You have no control. I mean, you're throwing it out there, so if you're going to throw it, and there's not really a whole lot of power you can put behind the shot, to be totally honest. You're just kind of going from here, so 8 feet. And throwing it out. So kind of throw it, let it go down. I would probably go for the face because it's a lighter target area per our rules, but it's going to be less power, but it's also less control. So just be careful with that overhead shot with the underarm, because you have no control of it, and it's easily can get knocked away. Other things like that. So just be careful with the shot of of where it's going, of what you're putting behind it. Like, you don't want to be sitting here, boom, 8 feet back. You choked up the 6 foot on your spear. Take that half step up. Now, I can gauge the power of it, but as you saw, I hit, and I totally lost the tip. Then you come back. Where this, I still got control. Underarm overhead, you just lose a lot of control with it. Underarm under, you actually have more power, but now you're dealing with people knocking around, stuff like that. One of the shots I have had a little bit of success with. You're going down here, you're resting it on the ground, which hopefully it's not a muddy Pennsic or a muddy war practice or whatever, but you're choked up to here, and do a couple of that into the guy's shield. So you're going underarm, under shield, and then change it up to last. And do a couple of those, then so, to range it up. But that's where I was talking about with underarm has a lot more variety in shots. You can change the angles, you can change, where the spear's coming up this way, where it's going in this way. You have that ability with underarm that you do not have with overarm. Let's see. Defense with this, unless you're in the rest, there is no defense. Other than like throwing it in the way of a spear shot, that's about all you got. You really have nothing else with this. All your defense is this. And if I wanted to go probably historical, this, in real life, you're blocking with a wood haft on possibly a bronze sword or an iron sword. Yeah. In our sport, yeah, this works. In real life, probably not. But we're talking about our sport, not real life. Okay, the shots are slower because we're having to come from up or around or there. So there definitely is more time invested in the shot. So try to work with your other spears. of, you know, you catch out of the corner of your eye that shot come, you know, them throwing a shot at the guy either in front of you, side of you, whatever. So you see that shot coming, then start your shot also. So it's basically a second behind to let your slower shot development with an underarm style come into play. Let's see. Talked about less dip control. Talked about with this underarm overhead. I'll go back into the 6 foot because it's a little easier. So you're chalked up here, but I can hit that. I can hit this, and my defense is still there. I'm not having to do this like I have to with the overhead. Same shot. I basically have to choke up to here to the 6 foot spot, but the 6 foot overhead with overarm, that tip is heavy. Tip isn't that heavy at about the 5 foot. Yeah, about 5 foot. At about the 5 foot spot. So just be aware of that. Let's see. Definitely more variety of shots. Also, I'm not going to do it with this one. I'll do it with the 6 foot example. So, let's say you make a 7.5 foot pole arm, no unpadded pole arm for your dory, which is possible. A lot of guys do it. So basically, you're just making a pole arm, but you're using it with one hand. The one thing you could do underarm that you can't do overarm is actually throw a shot, and I have done this with my. I don't have it anymore. I need to make a new one, but another 7.5 foot rattan dory with no head. But so you're going underarm. You can either do this, you can either do this. But let's say you're at your rest, and you know, boom, you're blocking over here. I'm basically just reaching out and touching someone with your one hand, or you can't do that with the overarm. You can do that with the underarm. Is it unwieldy? Yes. I mean, you're trying to swing a 7.5 foot. I mean, this is a 6. You are going to be also moving your defense. Now, granted, you could be here like this, choke down to this, choke down to the bottom to go here. Boom. It's weird as hell. I have gotten kills because there's a lot of rattan traveling with that shot. The problem is also though, because you're having to use a thinner stick of rattan, you're going to have some whip on that. So it's not, you're going to get some flex in the shaft. So it's not going to come in as hard as it probably would if you had a thicker, meatier polearm shaft. So you might get that hit, but I'm not sure if you can see. There's a lot of bounce to that stick. Go here. So that's what you're dealing with. But it is an option. I have gotten kills with this, doing that. It's funny as hell when you get that look of, and I've also had guys get hit with it, look around, see who hit them, or actually look around, see me with this, and go, oh, that couldn't have been him. And I'm like, they're like, oh, some have taken it, some have, nah, I don't care, it's fun. I mean, honestly, I partially win just for the look on their face that they gave me from me hitting them with it. But that is an option with a rattan. I would probably not go for war. I would probably not go shorter than 6. So 6 to 7.5 for an unpadded. 6, this one I'm planning on putting a little bit of a padding So make it look more like a spear for a padded pole arm, which is why it's also staying at 6 for this one, for my tourney style one, which might get cut down to 5. Plus, I get the butt spike, so boom, boom. But then I can also that. So yeah. So let's see. Okay, different battlefield scenarios. So we'll go with open field first because that's the one. That's where I had the most. That's the one where I had the most trouble with. Let me change back to the other spear. Open field. Open field is also going to be the one. Oh, let me put down the 6 foot. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Open field is also where you're going to find where you switch back and forth the most. So, you know, you're getting ready to get that good shield charge in with, you know, with your buddy. So, boom, charge. You know, choke up a little bit. Get that charge. I like to brace, which is really nice. So, boom, I got that nice brace in there that hit that charge. But then I used to, especially early summer last year, and instead of bracing for that charge, I was trying to get kills. And one, it was normally killing me, or if it wasn't killing me, it was putting me in a very, very bad position. And a couple times had me falling on my ass because we're getting ready for that charge. I decided to take a shot at this guy. Now I'm no longer set for the charge. Boom, I get hit, get my feet underneath me, get tangled up, I'm on my ass. So that was embarrassing. But also I was realizing that a lot of times, especially because I wasn't going for this guy, I was going for this guy. But what was happening was, you know, I'm going for this guy over here, sliding right off the chest. I wasn't getting a good sticking point. Now, can I? Yes. The problem is the guy over here, his sticking point is normally going to be, well, it's going to be this if he's a right-hander, which a lot of times that's what I'm going to be looking at when they're charging this way. So I'm going to get that open side. So yeah, I could go for the hip, and if I can get that hip joint really well there to make him spin, he might notice it and he might take it. A lot of times, especially in battle, especially in the middle of a charge, you don't know what spun you. All you know is that for half a second, you were going this way. You don't know if it was your buddy. You don't know if it was some bouncing you. But you're pretty damn sure that wasn't a shot because no one does this. Because I got some guys, they ignored it. Now also it could have been I didn't hit him hard enough. Very well could have been that. But I know I got them good enough to make their hip kick out from them. So, and make them stumble. But you're not expecting it. So, and a lot of times, especially in melees and stuff, if you don't see the shot happening, if you don't see the shot coming, you don't take it. Or a lot of people don't take it because they just don't know. In a melee, 5 million things are going on. You got buddies, with their pole arms behind you, or you got spears next to you, clanging into your helm, stuff like that. So unless you see it actually hit you, a lot of times it doesn't register in your head to think about it and take it. You need to see the shot. So what I started doing instead is, and I found a lot more success with this, is okay, they're coming in, boom, get that, choke down. You got to choke down a little bit to get the head up off the ground. Boom, get that nice stop, and then on the break, when people are either going by, or some guys have gone by, but the rest of the group have backed up, is then boom, take that charge, or you step into the charge, which I like to do more, because right before they get there, boom, take that half step into it. and try to catch them with their feet up or crossing. But when you get that separation from it, so boom, now they're leaving. Just start and choke down to about, maybe almost the 4 foot. Bam, bam. Then you're gonna slide it back, to the 5 foot. Bam, and follow them up while they're trying to retreat. They're not expecting it because shields are up front. The spears are back there. Usually 2 to 3 ranks behind you. They don't come out until after the charge. So they're not expecting the shots. I've gotten a few kills just from that. Of once I switched from trying to get a kill before they charge, of letting them charge, stopping it, or letting guys go by, or shuffling them off to get killed by the poles. Of once I feel the pressure off my shield, taking that step and just start killing. It's a book series called Killer of Men. It's actually the book series plus the Iliad that got me into doing the Greek kit. As I read that, I went, I want to be that. But you just start raining down shots. They're not expecting it. You can get some kills. It's very nice because they're not expecting the shots to be coming in, or their shields are by. You've got the spears now stepping up because they that 2-3 ranks of shields come through. Everything's done, whatever. Now the spears are stepping up to get those, to set up to get their kills, and all you're doing is stepping across the line and firing. But that's open field. But you'll catch yourself with open field, especially on the march. You can be here, but it's like, okay, it's now spread out. You're chasing down guys. This is what I'll tend to go to, especially if I'm, to get a little bit more range. Boom. To get out, to get a little bit more length on shots. Especially if I'm going with, let's say, we're stepping up to a line. Let's say we don't have the mass to be able to charge it. So we're going to be more stepping up, and we've all seen this in a field battle. You're stepping up into a field. It's like, okay, we're not going to charge. We're going to do more of a little bit of a spear duel probably, if we've got spears. If we don't have spears, we're charging. But if we've got spears, it might be a little bit of spear dueling to weaken up a bigger shield force than us, and hopefully they stop and let us, which happens a lot. But I'll switch over to this to get those kills from over here, because one of the things I've learned with this, I can step out in the dead man's land all the time, especially at bridges and broken fields. Line is here, I'll be here. And one, it tends to make all of their spears focus on me, which I love, because now my spears are tagging them while they're trying to kill me. And the nice thing with this, it changes the angles. It's like, other than a face shot, to get a spear shot on me, on me. Let's see the best way to get into my ribs. That's where it's got to come from. So it's got to come way over there, or way over there, to get to me. Anything from this angle over, the same angle over on the other side, not going to touch me unless it's a face shot. Which, when I'm in a line like that, is one reason why I like playing overarm. Is now I've got this to help block those shots. So yeah, I've got my angles, boom, boom, boom. If I'm playing a dead man's land, I'm playing overarm. A lot more control, a lot faster shots, can block, things like that. That's more bridge stuff. So, speaking of bridge, let's see. Okay, so we'll go static. Static and broken are a lot alike as far as this style goes. Only thing with broken field is you'll have open field scenarios in it, just depending on the broken field scenario. Like woods is a lot of, broken field, densed up people, line fighting, then all of a sudden you get a good charge from over here or over there, for that you would get in a open field. But like woods, I love playing this style in the woods. Oh my god, using trees to my advantage. Stepping out, watching our spears get pushed back from their spear line or shield line with spears, and just like coming back from res, and just walking past our walking back spear line, just walking out in the dead man zone, and just start firing. I don't know how many times I've watched our backing up line stop and join and start taking back up the space. This gives me that luxury that I've not had any other type of shield do. Or if I had a sword in my hand, okay, yeah, I can go here. I can't reach them with the sword. So now they're just going to be taking shots, and now I'm going to have to be backing up. But I put this in my hand, I step up, and I'm on offense. And I'm blocking shots. And I'm not really... If I get to them, great. It's more of just putting this in their face, making them stop and think, and giving my guys time to go, oh shit, we got a shield. Step up and start firing. I love it. Bridges is your biggest, is going to be one of your funnest spots with this. Both styles. Problem with underarm and bridges is if you're going low, so you're sitting up here like this, you're going here, you got all of this behind you, getting in the way of the person behind you, or getting jostled when people are moving behind you trying to get shots off and stuff like that. Plus, okay, I want to go this, I got to go